There are more very heartbreaking news in the Lamin Touray case. For all those who don't know, Lamin Touray, the Gambian man that was unalived by the police officers in Nîmes in Germany some days ago, he lost his life due to police brutality. He had mental challenges. That was his only crime. And yeah, here we are with more news. So as we already learned yesterday, it was not quite like how police said. Police said that he was threatening his girlfriend or / wife with a knife. That's why they intervened. No, we learned that he had mental issues. So here are the updates. The day before Lamin was unalived by the German police, he was already sick and he was already talking in confusion and mental issues were showing up. So the wife and a friend of Lamin was not knowing what to do. So they seek for help and they didn't call the police, they called an ambulance. For all those who don't know, we have two different numbers in Germany. 112 is an ambulance, 110 is the police. So the wife and the friend called 112 for the ambulance, right? And the ambulance came. But when they came, they told the wife and the friend of Lamin that they won't enter and help Lamin without police guiding them because they were scared, I don't know. But at the same time, and that is where I blame them, they also said they are not going to wait till police will arrive. So they just left Lamin alone with the two people that we are trying to help. After, when they went, later on the police came on the day before Lamin died. And when they arrived, Lamin did not open the door. He didn't want to interact with the police. So the police went back. That was one day before Lamin lost his life. The next day, obviously, Lamin's mental situation got worse and the wife and a friend called an ambulance, 112. Again, they didn't call the police, they called an ambulance. But instead of an ambulance that they called for help, there was no ambulance. They were surprised by 14 police officers, including guns, including dogs, all of that. That's what they faced. They called for an ambulance, but the ambulance never came. They straight sent 14 police officers. Obviously, Lamin got very aggressive and scared over the situation, and it escalated. The rest is history. Lamin started to shout and defend himself, and the police killed him with 8 shots. But we need to see that he was mentally issued. He said that he didn't want to encounter police. They called an ambulance that never came on the second day, but instead they sent 14 police officers. And another news that has revealed that is very heartbreaking, where I really had to, I didn't want to say it, but I think it's important for us to understand. After he was already unalived, he was laying there in the backyard. They have checked his body, and then a neighbor of Lamin Touray reported they left the uncovered body after checking on him whether he was dead, like after examining him. Yeah, they left his unalived, uncovered body laying outside with no blanket, with no cover up, in the public for hours. He was laying there unalived, shot, uncovered, for everyone to see, not minutes, not seconds, but hours. Just for him the next day to go and the news will report him as the person he was not, to say that he was his fault, he was dangerous. He was not. I just want you to see the facts. Let's all see the facts. He was unalive because he had mental issues. They called an ambulance, but instead got police, not 1, not 2, 14 police officers with dogs, with guns, came to a house of a man that was mentally challenged. After, they don't shot him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, they shot him 8 times, and the first 2 shots were already deadly. Why they had to shoot more? And last but not least, I want to also say, when they already has taken his life, his rights, no, they didn't stop there. They had to take his dignity. They left his uncovered, examined, and unalive body laying outside for hours for everyone to see. Obviously, it must be true, because how would the neighbor have seen it from the opposite of the street? They didn't even cover him up. They just left the scene like that. So, please, this is why I want to mention this. We need to develop this case. We need to take steps. Not only that his rights were taken, his human rights were taken. His his life was taken, which is the worst of all. But also, in the end, when he was no more alive, his dignity as a human being was taken. Even the last respect as a human being, they took it away from him when they have already taken his life. And here we are standing in a country called Germany, where we say we have democracy, where we say in our law, in our Grundgesetz, that we are all the same, no matter the color, the religion, the origin. We say we are the same, but we are not. We say we are the same, but people are still being robbed their dignity, their rights, and their lives because of the color of the skin. I beg everyone, and I'm not talking only to the Gambian or the African community, I'm talking to all of us, to the German people, to the European people, to anyone. Do you want to live in a world like this? Do you want to leave this kind of world for your children? I don't want to grow my children, which are, by the way, mixed, in a world where they have to fear that they will be unalive just because of the color of their skin. This is not the heritage I want to live. We have been further. We need to be better. For all the lamins that are still coming, for all the Mariamas, for all the Zandras, Heikes, it doesn't matter where you're from, but we need to be equal. And if there's no equality and justice, then there will never be peace for none of us, no matter if you are white or black. So let's do justice for Lamin Touray and for all those who still come. Please, let's do something.
Mbadingol wolen kebaro to membe dending atanyum funding chola meketa Lamin Touray atanyin Gambia dingo me alon ko de ya bon atanyin jamanu banko kan ka faji din telimbali ala anin hadama dingol le nyanta tinya musino keta modi me alon ko de abedi am kala nyin tembena kebaro ya itandigo de atanyin kebaro lu diamu jama be findi kam membe dending atanyin Lamin Touray ko la Gambia la masakunda e keta molle de melbe marlen banko fulol temola men keta Minister of Foreign Affairs ya kaitoli finde de kaida de ko de ibe jama na masakunda ye sefele ke nyinin ka ko le membe dending atani Lamin Touray la fala ba nyin tembene de gabbe din jamalu meli yalon ko de wolle ka ta kambe banko kan anin gambe bantale finde ya kumo ni chocho bayri de ko masakunda ye nyi menketen e bedda na wala de bara anubi e keta mo le meli yalon ko de mo man fe moyla andu mo makuma moyla nyi tembena mari sise me yalon ko journalist wala mo afana diamu ta ko da ko ya jibe England dingo wala atini bango me alon ko de ka fa United Kingdom ele dingo do bije me alon ko de afata tan kasa keloto memba atani Palestine banko kan anda keta moti me alon abenu mako rolo banko nyinka bari la ambassador membe ya nyinin kale ya kuma de ka nyinin ka ko le membe dending itel lo nyin dingo la sa nyinna akon ya jibe Russia banko kan ani banko kotonlu wala kama wala nyama bar Gambia banko e man kuma ke ambassador me alon ko de atrebo Gambia banko kan ka nyinin ka atani Lamin Touray la sa ala nyin temben mo jamaye nyaku ya andu nyin tembene bela ulundaro ke kan atayin Gambia masa kundala ko mu molle de meli yalon ko de ete simfa betatala membe Gambia non nya fala menketa atayin Lamin Touray la sayat Lamin Touray ka kera moti me yalon afutu to andu ay dingol fanan to akoma ato Gambia banko kan andi kebarol fana ya iten ko de akera moti me yalon ko de ala family mo safu ko de e mo jamale jiko baka nyin tembene e ka ba ma kera moti me yalon o be sabati atayin tubabu banko kan bara fama kera moti me yalon ko de abe sabati atayin Gambia banko kan fatine do fana kera mo le meli yalon ifutata Lamin Touray la family ma mel ba de Gambia banko kan andi nyin tembene Gambia din jamalo e be diam ka ko la andi kota ko landira e be kala mo le meli yalon ko de e be lola dangaro kankan ka lon ko de membe dendi Lamin Touray la sayala ani muna fonketa nyin tembene de Gambia jamal fana meli yalon ko de itu lebata nyin jamala bam pundata be diam ka ko la nyin tembena fondin kew nyin na sa keta fenne de me yalon ko de ay mo jama buluti daro ate police oli tilimbali ya men kala nin tajirinde ya memo atani jamanu banko kan nali tentu nali jeyi annali badi malik ibrahim mk alamati lo kayro siala wa salam